One of the most important aspects of crypto is that it is decentralized. Everyone's always talking about decentralized finance and how it's trying to reinvent traditional financial markets. That has been most of the focus. But the thing that people don't realize is that there are a number of other ways to integrate decentralization into companies and help to utilize crypto to reinvent the world in general. In today's video, I want to talk about one project in particular that someone actually pointed out to me on Twitter. We do these videos every once in a while, and I want to talk about a company today called Cyber.ai, and it is trying to be a decentralized search engine. Think of it like the Google, the next generation of Google, a decentralized Google where all your data, all your information isn't stored by one company, isn't stored in one place. They can't track all of your different movements and what you're looking for. This is a completely decentralized search engine that's even much more than that. It is like a supercomputer, much more than just a search engine. But let's talk about this. So today I came across this article that someone sent to me on Twitter, and you guys point out this company. And it talks a little bit about how we need to have a decentralized search network that performs search without intermediations, that doesn't collect personal data, that really has a lot of interesting functions that today's search engines don't have. Those were like Web 2.0 search engines. And one thing I want to talk about is this project, Cyber, has not one single social network. It's just a GitHub and a website. This is very important because they're not trying to funnel all of the information and dictate all of the information. It is completely decentralized. If you want to figure out anything about it, you just go to the GitHub or to their website. And I think this is very important. They're not trying to dictate everyone's lives. They're trying to provide a valuable tool that people can use, but it's also decentralized. So the thing I want to talk about today is going to be one of their big airdrops that is taking place. And they have an airdrop that is taking place in February of 2022. This is a pretty big announcement, and it's all based on however much Ethereum you own. So the specific announcement reads that the reward is going to be received by users based on their balance in ETH as of November 5th, 2021. So however much ETH you had on November 5th, 2021, that is going to be that's going to help gauge how much rewards you're going to be able to receive in this airdrop. And the cool thing about this project is that users are going to be able to receive tokens only when the airdrop has 100,000 requests and 100,000 people have signed up for this. The people who sign up earlier for the airdrop are going to get first notice. People who sign up later don't get as many benefits. So if you sign up first, you can get increasing coefficients of up to 20x. So that's pretty exciting. But more on the airdrop later. Let's talk about the project. So one thing I want to talk about is that existing networks. Let's take a look at this. So existing networks right now, and we'll compare Google to Cyber. Existing networks right now have a number of serious disadvantages that we've talked about briefly earlier in the video. They really prevent the possibility of obtaining relevant information and make it so your information isn't confidential. It's hard to maintain confidentiality with the traditional search networks. Search engines right now have a small circle of beneficiaries but there are billions of users. And the thing is that this increases the likelihood that users will get results that benefit a small group of people. Think about it. The more you search something, the more Google knows about you, the more they're going to be able to filter certain results for you rather than giving you 100% accurate information. There's been a number of articles written about this in the past where it's like all of these companies collect so much data on you that you might see completely different search results than someone else, even if you're searching the exact same thing. And this is a huge problem. Think about it. If you're talking about candidates in an election, you might only see ads for one type of candidate depending on your political party. Or if you are always doing research on one scientific perspective about a study, you might only get information about that one perspective. And that's a big problem in the world today. And so with this decentralized search engine, it's not going to dictate just based off of your personal preferences. It's going to give you accurate data, which is really important. The three disadvantages of search engines today, though, are managing the information environment through search results. The second is with users are restricted to choosing a different or completely opposite opinion. Like I said, that these search engines and all these different social platforms really filter you information that you want to see rather than accurate information. And the third thing is that results are depends on a number of factors or even people. And it gets back to the same thing. It doesn't always give you accurate information. It gives you information you want to see, information that you're going to click on, not information that is always accurate. So that is where cyber comes into place. And like I said, it is trying to become the next generation of search engines. There's currently a trend towards the establishment of confidential and independent networks that provide users with more information, but cyber is taking this a bit further, and it's trying to be decentralized Web 3 search rather than Web 2. So that is a pretty big deal as well. Web 3 is called like the Great Web, and this is where we're moving towards in the future. So all of this is very, very exciting in my opinion. When you start to compare what Cyber.ai does versus Google, you can see there's a lot of big differences. Some of which is that its data structure is completely different. We don't need to dive too deep into this, but its data structure is completely different than of other centralized companies. It has compactness, so data storage itself is not required. It's compatible as it is designed from the ground up for mainstream use. There's a couple of advantages in terms of data structure, in terms of how data is stored, but we don't need to talk about that. Simply put, the easiest thing to just think about is when you compare Google to Cyber, you'll see that there are a lot of benefits in terms of transparency, in terms of providing you accurate information, in terms of relevance, in terms of labeling correct, and all of this is just very important moving forward as everything is trying to become more and more transparent. So now let's talk a little bit about the token and the purpose of the token. So they are going to be launching a token later in the year. We talked about their airdrop in February of 2022, and the important thing here is that you are going to be able to get access to this airdrop by simply holding Ethereum tokens. If you held Ethereum tokens on November 5th, 2021, you are going to get access to this airdrop. All you need to do is follow the information on their site. They're going to be coming out with new updates on the airdrop where you could sign up, and then you'll be able to get airdropped tokens of this project. It's not like it's available just yet. You can't go ahead and buy it, but it is, up and coming. And in my opinion, it is pretty interesting to see a Web 3.0 search engine that is completely decentralized. So in order to and lastly, there's also one big benefit to using this system and using Cyber versus, let's say, using Google, because one of the benefits, in addition to all of the capabilities, in addition to accurate information, in addition to transparency, people can actually earn passive income from using it. So in order for a user to earn money, staking has already been implemented on their network. And the cool thing about this is that staking is a mandatory part for anyone who participates in filling out the knowledge graph. And the knowledge graph is this right here. This is the knowledge graph. And the cool thing is that anyone who, for those who participate in filling out this knowledge graph, you need to stake your coin. You can see there's already 6,556 particles, 2,886 neurons, and 9,400 cyberlinks. So it's thanks to all of this that people get the opportunity to help, figure out the content moving forward, figure out with relevance and labeling, and this knowledge graph right here basically is helping to write the content on the Cyber protocol. This is helping with the back end and help with relevant responses without any intermediaries like Google or Amazon or Facebook. So all of this is going to help really build out a Web 3.0 search engine. In my opinion, it's more than a search engine. It's really more of a super intelligence, which is what they call it right here. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's definitely worth taking a look at. The interesting thing about this is I haven't seen any other platform that is like this, that has that knowledge graph, that's trying to be a completely decentralized search engine. I haven't come across any platform other than this, and they have that very exciting aspect of their airdrop, which is going to be taking place later in 2022, in February of 2022. So make sure to go to their website. Make sure to follow along. They're going to be releasing a site soon where you can sign up first for the airdrop. And the important thing is here is the earlier you sign up for the airdrop, the earlier you register, the earlier you request it, the more likely, the more you're going to be able to receive. For example, it says like for first participants, they have like an increasing coefficient, and they talk about all of this throughout their website in this article, which we touched on briefly. So anyways, let me know your thoughts on this platform. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.